Can't get enough.
Go on. I'll hang in for
I'm going to ask you another one. What advice would you give to people, young people out there, or your 25-year-old yourself?
The advice I would give is never be afraid. Never be afraid of a no. Actually, don't ever be afraid, because you go out there, and don't be afraid of failure, because there's no such thing. There's just learning. You talked about obstacles and things. There are always obstacles. I've had doors closed. I've had, things go wrong. I've lost good staff because, I didn't get in there quickly enough, or also there are always challenges, but don't ever be afraid. There is always a way around.
Thank you. And come to you, Zeenat. What advice would you give to your 25-year-old self?
Don't do it. No, I'm kidding. I think, as Mehmooda was saying, I think, there will be loads of obstacles that you will come towards. I think start small, work your way, and hard work and your passion will always get you there, to be honest with you, because and I felt that was for me, because I loved, I think I didn't like, but I loved looking after people, and I think that was what my job involved, and I loved looking after people, and I think that was the most important thing, and seeing different people. So I think for me that worked really well. But I think if you think small and work your way, and you will have obstacles, but you'll work your way through them, and that's how life is. So we just got to work hard.
It takes 15 years to be an overnight success.
True. Very true.
That's good. And
I
think
quite powerful.
Yes, the lesson that we can take from there, that nothing is impossible. With hard work, dedication, and determination, you will get to your goal in the end.
Yeah.
And I think nothing is easy as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing comes easy. The kids nowadays want it instantaneously, but you've got to work hard.
You've just got to persevere with it. Dr. Samia, while we've got you here as well, can I quickly ask you a question regarding public health message? So what is the latest message regarding vaccination, regarding isolation, regarding what should we do to protect ourselves and our loved ones? What is the government saying now?
So, as you know, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. I think that's very important to remember. We're still in the middle of the pandemic, but the government has relaxed a lot of the rules that we had. So we are no longer in lockdown. We don't have to wear masks when we're in it. Yeah, you don't have to wear them, but the advice is, when you are in very busy, crowded indoor spaces, do consider wearing your mask. Carry on with that really good hand hygiene. I know during the pandemic, we got so used to washing our hands so many times a day, because when COVID was at its height, that's what we would do. I remember ladies telling me, we've got to use so much more hand cream because our hands are now really dry and rough with the incessant washing that we're doing. But keep that good hand hygiene behavior that you learned, or that habit that you learned, keep it there. If you're indoors, and luckily the weather's turning a bit warmer, well, it doesn't look like it right now, but hopefully we are heading towards spring and then summer, keep your houses well ventilated. And if you have symptoms of flu-like symptoms or COVID, and because testing is now not readily available, we won't know whether it's COVID or flu. But if you've got symptoms suggestive of a respiratory infection, something, flu-like symptoms, try and stay at home and don't go and mingle with people. But the key message still is around vaccination. It's not too late. So if you've had your first dose and you haven't had your second dose, go for your second dose. If you've had your second dose and you need a booster, go for your booster. What the vaccine has done is it's enabled us to come out of that lockdown and come out of all those restrictions. And it's only because of the vaccine that we've managed to get out of it. So vaccination is still key. I think those are some key messages, Samia.
Thank you very much for that. That's very helpful, actually. You are listening to Radio Ramadan on 87.7 FM, and our studio line is 0116 482 2086, and you can also text us or WhatsApp us on 0774 885555. Dr. Samia, can I just ask you one more question before we draw this to a close? Regarding the vaccination, would you say it's quite safe to have the vaccination? Because there's always a debate whether it's suitable for Muslims, whether it's made with the vegetarian content, and whether the side effect actually weigh out the benefits that we're going to have from the vaccination.
Right. So I think nothing in life is 100% safe. There are no guarantees in life. We know that. You can walk out of the door of your house and get run down by a bus or a car, for all we know. So what we do know about the vaccination is, yes, it is safe. It is okay for Muslims to take it. It doesn't have any such ingredients which are contrary to our faith. In fact, all the key leading Muslim organizations of this country, Islamic organizations like British Islamic Muslim Association and the Muslim Council of Britain, all have advocated to take this vaccine. We incur greater harm by not taking the vaccine, because we are then not only affecting ourselves, but also putting other people at risk. And Islam is a religion that strongly condemns putting other people at risk or harming other people. So it is compliant religiously. The vaccine is okay to take from an Islamic point of view. Now, you asked about side effects. As I said, nothing in life is 100% safe. Yes, there are certain side effects. Some may get fever-like symptoms or some swelling on their arm where they've had their vaccine, and may have flu-like symptoms as well. But they are usually short-lived, and you recover within a couple of days. The trials that have been done on the vaccine so far show that its safety and its efficacy outweighs any possible side effects. And as I said earlier, we wouldn't be where we were at this stage in this country had it not been for our very, very successful vaccination program in the UK.
Thank you very much for that advice. I'm sure that would help our listeners. And again, you are listening to Radio Ramadan on 87.7 FM, and our studio line is 0116 482 2086, or you can text us or WhatsApp us on 0774 885555. And before we...
I had a question for Zeenat, if that's okay, Samia.
There is a phone call.
Okay,
cool. We've got a listener. Hello?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
First of all, just wanted to say what a wonderful show, and congratulations to all the wonderful, successful ladies out there who are doing a wonderful job. I just wanted to ask our
Thank you very much.
guests. What's the what ingredients does it take? And I suppose this is for some of our ladies who might be listening in, who may be reluctant to come forward and put themselves into positions of leadership, not only leadership, but also really getting themselves out there. So what kind of ingredients or what advice would our guests give to our listeners?
Right, well, can I come to you, Zeenat? What advice would you give to our listeners?
Just be dedicated. I think that's the important thing. And you need to put lots of hard work into what you do, but don't be... you will come through obstacles, you will have problems, but don't be deterred by that. Carry on and eventually reach your goal of what you want to achieve in life.
Thank you very much. That's very good advice.
If I could also add to that, I think you need to take little steps as well. You can't, as Mehmooda very rightly said, success isn't achieved. Well, in order to achieve success overnight, it takes 15 years of hard work behind that. So also take small steps, plan out your goals, and then start working towards them. And they need to be bite-sized. And then when you achieve one goal, you can move on to the next one. So I think that also helps when you're planning. And leadership is something that we may all do in our daily lives and not even think that we're leading. And as Mehmooda and Zeenat alluded to, when you're managing the house as well, you're the chief exec of the house, you're also the treasurer of the house.
The end of the program.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
Thank you very much for that advice. And I think what we would say, all of us, that don't be afraid to try in your life, try anything. You can be whatever you like to be with a bit of hard work and dedication. I would like to say thank you to all my guests, to Zeenat and Mehmooda. I know she's left us, but thank you very much for joining us. You have made this program very informative, and I'm sure lots of people will take inspiration from that. Thank you to Radio Ramadan, and we will be back tomorrow again at the same time.